Hello my fellow hunters and One Piece players. This is going to be my Yamato deck list for OP13. So to begin the deck list we play 4 of Green Momonosuke, which is our generic search of the deck. This is pretty much a staple for most Land of Wano decks, but he is going to be rotating next year since he is in block 1, so we'll be losing this searcher come April. And then we run another searcher which is 4 of Yellow Yamato. Its effect: Dawn 2, your turn, this character gains 3000 power. On play, look up at the 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Land of Wano type card with a cost 2 or more and add it to your hand. So this Yamato gains attack when you put 2 Dawn on her, which is usually used by its leader. So we use leader effect to put 2 Dawn on her, then she'll become a 5k, which is good for either going first or second. So yeah, 4 copies of this Yamato. So the next card is 4 of Otama. This card came out in PLBO2 and it's a really strong card. At the Fate main, you may rest this character and add 1 card from top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. Then up to one of your leaders or characters gains 3000 power during this turn. So this can be used as a game ender on your leader, because Yamato as a leader has double attack, which is really good this format because most leaders in this format are either 5 life, 4 or 3. So having this can actually push us for game. And it also has a trigger which is rest up one of your opponent's characters with a cost 4 or less. So you can use that to rest a blocker as well if you get a trigger. But it's also got a 2k, which is what it's mostly useful for. But this is a pretty good card overall, and it's a must have in Yamato or any yellow deck that can run it. So 4 of Otama. And then we have 4 of Kyosuke Hiyori, which is a new card from OP13. This is a 4 cost blocker which on KO you may crash 1 card from your hand. If your leader is multicolored, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So this is life regen, but you have to discard a card when it gets KO'd, but it can unbrick your hand. So this is also 4 of in the deck. The next card is 4 of Yellow 2 cost Izu. This is pretty much a staple for Yamato's decks. Dawn plus 2, this character gains blocker, and on play your Land of Wano type leader gains banish during this turn. So you use this to give your leader banish, and banish is basically trashing your opponent's life. And trashing your opponent's life can be very devastating against certain decks. So this is an easy 4 of. And then we also play the 4 of Green Izu, which is another 2k for the deck, and rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost 4 or less. So use this to rest blockers just like the Otama trigger. This is pretty much another staple of the deck, but it is from OPL1, so it will be rotating out next year, so we'll be losing this as well. But this is pretty much a staple for any Yamato deck, or Land of Wano deck even. And the next card is 2 of Ashura Doji. This is a card from the starter deck, and on play, if your leader has land of 1 type and your opponent has 3 or more life cards, get up to one of your opponent's characters with base cost 5 or less. So this is only good if your opponent has 3 or more life cards. If they've got less than 3, this effect doesn't work, but this can be good to remove anything that's 5 cost or less. But it's only a 2-of in this deck for that reason. And then we play 4 copies of Green Dracula Mihawk. This card is a staple for most green decks, mainly because it can play out other slash characters. Hence why we run it, because this can play out yellow slash characters as well. And it's a really good card when you go when you go first on your when you get to 3 Dawn. You can use this to play out a second character for board presence, and it is a 2k as well, so it's really good. So 4 of this Dracula Mihawk as well. And then we play 4 of Basil Hawkins, which is a staple in most yellow decks right now. On KO, charge up to 1 card from top of your opponent's life cards. This is a really good effect. This burns life, which is really good effect. It's got a trigger as well, which is draw 2 and trash 1 from your hand. So it's a good draw if you get the trigger, and he trashes your opponent's life if he gets KO'd. So this is a 4 of, and we also play this of Dracula Mihawk's effect. Since he is a slash character, Mihawk can play him out rested, and your opponent will try not to attack into this because taking life from this can be very nasty, especially late game. So 4 of the Basil Hawkins. And then we play 4 of Kikunojo, which is also another staple for yellow decks. On KO, if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, you add up to 1 card from top of your life. So basically, when this gets KO'd, you gain a life. That's the sole reason why it's in here, or a staple even. And also it's got a very good trigger. So if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, you get to play this card. This card is really good, and it's a 4 of in mostly everything. So the next card is 2 copies of 5 cost blocker Momonosuke. Now this card is kind of a brick in the deck, mainly because it's a 5 cost blocker with no counter, but it's mainly here because on play, add up to one of your Land of Wano type characters other than this card to the top of or bottom of your owner's life face up. So you use this to regain life, but it is situational, and it's just in here because we need the extra blockers. So we run 2 of this Momo. And then we also play 2 of the Start Deck Momo, which is a really good card. Your turn, if you have 2 or less life cards, your leader gains 1000 power. And then its effect is activate main once per turn. You may return 2 total of your current given Dom cards to your cost area rested. And then this character gains rush for the turn. So you use this in the late game. You take 2 rested Dawn off your leader or character, and then this card gains rush. So this can be a good game ender as well, and we pair it with another card. But it works really well off the leader as well, because your leader gives Dawn to characters and this takes it back. So 2 of this Momo in the deck. And then we play 2 Kumas, which is a staple in yellow at this point. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand and up to 1 card to top of your deck, top of your life. So this is a staple in any yellow deck going forward. So we also run 2 of this Kuma. And then we play 4 of Hardy Jones. Hardy Jones is arguably the best card in the deck. This card has Rush when it's played, and on play, rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Don cards, then add up to 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. So this is your game ender, or one of your game enders, because you got this in the Momo. But this rests 2 blockers or 2 Don, so this can get past boards quite easily. And if you use leader effect, you can make him 10k, which is really strong, and he's still one of the best cards in green right now. So this guy is an easy 4 of, and he's pretty much mandatory for this deck. And then for the final card of the deck, we play 2 of Dead Man's Game. This card is really good. 1 Don. Main, you may rest 3 of your Don cards, rest up to total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Don cards. So it's essentially a 1 cost or 4 cost Hardy Jones, which is really good. But this is mainly used for us to go for game. So this is the deck list for OP13 format Yamato, and it is a decent rogue deck since it does quite well into Emu and Ace, depending if you can get aggro early, because this deck still struggles with both. But it is still a good rogue deck to play with. And this is going to be my last deck list for a while, mainly because I have 2 treasure cups coming up and I'll be very busy. So my next deck list will be red blue ace, which is what I'm taking to the treasure cups, 1 for tomorrow, then 1 on Saturday. I'll do a deck list for red blue ace at some point, but I'll probably do it after the treasure cups. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.